I think I can prove that she didn't do it. Really? Sure. I should be able to use psychology to explain that whole possession thing. Knock yourself out then. Wow, Athena's really something. You can really count on her when it counts. Oh, there we go. The real story. Mere Tenma, Jinxie isn't possessed. I believe her so-called possession episodes are a form of somnambulism. Somnambulism? You mean sleepwalking? Yes, I believe she is exhibiting a rare form of the disorder. It's usually brought on by repressed stress. Mr. Mayor, didn't her symptoms start soon after she began her job in Ninetales Vale? When the child visited last, she did speak of dreading yokai and how they rob her of sleep each night. I knew it. That lack of sleep is causing her to enter an unconscious state. And that means she can't be trying to protect you, at least not on a conscious level. So then the Tenmataro that was spotted at the manor wasn't Jinxie. Sleepwalking, eh? That would indeed explain the matter. Look, Tenmataro spirit. It's left the mayor's body. For now. Can you tell us the truth now, Mayor Tenma? Very well. It's the least I could do for a superb exorcist such as you. Feathers and tracks. Mayor Tenma, you didn't leave those feathers and tracks at the scene, did you? I did not. Neither I nor Jinxie have anything to do with that. That was the killer's doing, no doubt. I knew it! You suspect Florent is behind all this. But why? Did he really want Ninetales Vale that badly? Can you think of any reason why? Looking back, he did seem fixated on Tenmataro for a spell. Could it be? Wait. Perhaps he was attempting to release Tenmataro. That's crazy. Are you saying that yokai is real? Whatever the case, Tenmataro brings nothing but pain and misfortune. It's as the superstitions warn, you must not gaze upon him nor free him from his prison. But how can people actually believe that? Well, at least we know who's behind this whole Tenmataro thing now. Yeah, and I think we need to have another nice long chat with Mr. LaBelle. Your dinner is ready, Your Malevolence. Ah, an offering to the Demon King. You may place it right there. Oh, God. The kitchen crew poured their heart and soul into making it. Did they now? Souls have to be a favourite of mine. Just hold the hearts next time. What the fuck? Yes, Your Malevolence. I'll remember that. How long is he planning to keep up this yokai charade? Well, we've already talked to Mr. Filch and Mayor Tenma, so... why don't we go see Florent LaBelle next, now that we know the truth? He won't be able to claim that Tenmataro was Jinxie or the mayor anymore. But the real question is, how are we going to get him to admit it was him? Oh, we'll think of something. Oh, it moved us automatically. Oh no, his hair's purple. Kind of. It's not blue like it was before. Okay, now let's practice that again, Filchy, from the top. Mr. LaBelle was in the foyer at the time of the crime. And when we, heard a scream, heck. What was the next part again? Oh, he collapsed. You have the memory capacity of a flea. This is the 30th time, you know. Now 100 times more and we're done. What on earth are they practicing? His testimony, I guess. Oh, I ain't cut out for this. Oopsie daisy. Oh, begging your pardon, Mr. LaBelle, sir. It's just all this practice, yipes. Wait, what did he steal? It was that chain, I think. Unbelievable! What if you had sullied my outfit with those grubby paws of yours? Did Filch LaBelle's wallet just now? So, what do you think they're up to this time, Apollo? Oh, it's you two. Eavesdropping, are we? Pfft, you peasants are so tacky. Well, what do you want with me? Your confession to being the Tenmataro imposter would be nice right about now. Taro's true identity. Mr. Filch filled me in on a conversation you two had. And about how you told him not to say a word about seeing Tenmataro. Filchy, you fool! I told you nothing good would come of you running your mouth. So, why did you want to keep Mr. Filch quiet like that, Mr. LaBelle? Why, to protect darling little Jinxie, of course. But Jinxie was never really possessed. She was sleepwalking. Being asleep at the time, she couldn't have been consciously trying to protect the mayor. That also means she couldn't have possibly been Tenmataro. Interesting. But where are you going with this? Since you asked so politely, I believe you have a different reason for trying to keep Mr. Filch quiet. That reason would be to deflect doubt away from the one who was really Tenmataro. Now this is getting interesting. Are you insinuating that I'm Tenmataro? So sorry to disappoint, but I'm nothing of the sort. That's right, Mr. LaBelle even told me Tenmataro was a jinx, so why would he? Oh my god. I said Tenmataro was Jinxie, you fool. Honestly, you have the memory capacity of a flea. Practice it 100 times more. Hey Ark, how's it going? Yipes! So, have you been called to testify tomorrow? Yes, and I'm so looking forward to my courtroom debut. But you'll just have to wait until then. Oh, I'll be waiting. With a special piece of evidence I've been saving just for you. Filchy, wake up, you lazy bones. What? Was I sleeping? Must have been that sweet cologne of yours, Mr. LaBelle. Made me right sleepy, it did. Well, it's time for your lesson on what to do and say tomorrow. Oh, I'm begging you. Not another lesson. I ain't cut out for this thinking and remembering stuff. Jesus Christ. Right up the schnozzler. Or schnozzola. Keep quiet and do exactly as I say. No, please. Anything but another lesson. Poor Filchy. So there they go. Yes, you do. LaBelle is definitely weird. Most characters in the Ace Attorney games are fairly strange. Missed our chance to get the truth out of him. Yeah, but we'll get the proof we need in court tomorrow, one way or another. All that's left now is that lie Jinxie told. We'd better go clear that up before tomorrow. You think they're done questioning Jinxie? The cologne is something. No. It's just a cologne. Maybe. Let's see if she's over Yokai Lane. Or over on Yokai Lane shopping for more charms. April 18th. Oh, she's sleepwalking again. Accursed nine-tailed fox. Time for something the scar is nigh. My grudge has but festered over time. At last, vengeance will be mine. She must be possessed. Sleepwalking again. Maybe if I speak softly I won't startle her and get the charm plastered on her forehead. Or on my forehead. Psst! Jinxie! Huh? Hey! Hello, Mr. Demon Lawyer! My charms must have fallen off again. Guess I can avoid a charm slap by toning down my cords of steel. Are they done questioning you, Jinxie? Uh-huh. On my way back, I stopped here to buy a new charm that was just released. Yeah, which one? Oh, the one with the nine-tailed fox and Tenmataro. It shows them dancing together. Really? Two bitter rivals dancing together. Uh-huh. It's a charm for rebuilding burnt bridges. Oh, right. For the municipal murder issue. No, it's for the demon lawyer and the insomniac prosecutor. It'll stop you two from fighting like you did in court this morning. We weren't fighting. It was just a spirited debate. It's what we lawyers... No fighting. Charm slapped again. Apollo, if you're done playing around, let's find out what she was lying about. Good idea. What you remember? So Jinx, it seems like you're starting to remember things. Oops. You already said the feathers and tracks weren't there when you discovered the crime. Have you remembered anything else that seems important? Like what? Tell us what you saw that day. Maybe you'll remember something else this time. When I opened the door, Papa and Alderman and QB were collapsed in the Fox chamber. That's when Papa told me to call an ambulance and the police. That's all he said before he passed out? In the chair? I knew it. She's holding something back. Time to perceive. Oh god, where the hell do I look? The face? Whoa, I don't want to be looking at her chest. Sheesh. Oh god, no. No. I clicked perceive by accident. Is it her hand? Oh no, that's the charm that's shaking. I wonder which hand it'd be. Maybe it was that. Listen again. Oh, it was that! I thought I was just seeing something. Jeez. There we go. Boom. Gotcha! Oh dear, that was loud. Sheesh. You were very nervous when you said, "That's all he said," weren't you? I know, because I saw your fingers move as if you were going to slap someone with a charm. Huh? Listen to me, Jinxie. This is very important. Did Mayor Tenma say anything else to you? It was nothing. He was just talking in his sleep. Talking in his sleep? So you admit that he did say something else? Oh! Damn, we broke up late. How could you tell? Only a demon could have such powers. I guess we are a demon then. Like, tell us the truth. Baboom! Very nice. What you remember? Like I said, he was just talking in his sleep. I mean, why else would Papa say something like that? Could he be a little more specific? Before he fainted, oh Jesus, he said, "Forgive me, Jinxie, I killed Alderman QB." Wait. He said what? That doesn't help our case. The mayor actually confessed to the crime? But he didn't mean it. He couldn't possibly have known what he was saying. He was probably possessed, or maybe he was in the middle of a nightmare. A nightmare? No, this is a nightmare. This is one statement I wish I'd never heard. What in the world are we going to do now? Oh god. Return to the basics? That's right. Always believe in your client, no matter what happens. That is a lawyer's greatest and most trusted weapon. It's our only choice now. Right, just believe in my client, even if all I can see ahead is darkness and despair. Jinxie, does Prosecutor Blackwell know about your father's confession? I didn't mention it when he was questioning me. I mean, there's no way Papa's the killer. Well, that's good at least. Why would the mayor confess like that? Could he really have been dreaming, or simply delirious? Who knows? But I sure feel like I'm living in a nightmare right now. Apollo, what are we going to do about tomorrow's trial? The crime scene was locked tight until Jinxie arrived. And our clients even confessed. Not only that, Jinxie has been accused of planting the yokai evidence. Both the mayor and Jinxie are going to prison if we don't do something. I know. Well, let's see here. Our lack of a third party in the locked room is a major problem. Jinxie has testified that when she first opened the door, Alderman QB and Mayor Tenma were the only people she saw in the Fox chamber. But the real killer must have been hiding in there as well. Considering the room was locked tight, that's the only logical explanation. Our mystery person must have then fled the Fox chamber when it was opened. And that's when Jinxie saw what she thought was Tenma Taro. I can only think the only place they could hide would be behind the screen. I didn't see if I missed anything. Oh, she just said, but... Papa and the Alderman were the only people there. The folding screen. Maybe. But if she walked in, she'd see someone behind it, surely. I don't know. That's the only place I could think you could hide behind. I didn't see anyone else. What's going on here? Labelle's extremely pale, but he's far from transparent. So just how did he hide himself at the scene of the crime? Whatever it takes in court tomorrow, Apollo. We have to take down that dirty, rotten Tenmataro Florent Labelle. Right. We'll get in with a legal exorcism, Justice style. To be continued. Alright, it's time for the final part. At least of this case. Right, save. Over that one. Yeah. Basically. Right. Yeah, we're on trial day 2. This is not going to take 4 hours like it did the first session I did of this trial. At case. Which means, I mean, it's been an hour and 25 minutes. This second trial is probably going to take about an hour, if I had to put a time on it. Which means, the case in total was 6.5 hours. I still can't believe the first, just to get to the halfway point of the case took 4 hours. That was ridiculous, and my throat really hurt by the end of it. Courtroom number 4. I fucking love this scene. Day 2, court is now in session. All rise. Oh, I can see fucking Blackwell. Court is back in session for the trial of Damien Tenma. Apollo Justice, defense team leader, is ready, Your Honor. Athena Cykes, assistant defender, is ready too, Your Honor. I have no idea how you say that. Je suis something. Prêt. Was it pray? As chipper as ever, I see, and in French no less. And the prosecution... Oh! He's got his things back together. I mean, to be fair, we're under the assumption he wasn't in his suit. That he was dressed up as the Tenmataro, which is black, so it would have blended in a bit. I still think just hiding behind a folding screen would have been enough. Because if Jinxie went into that room, she would have instantly seen her father, injured, and ran straight to him. That would have been her main focus. She wouldn't look around the room. I'm also very glad to see that he's back in chains, and they're not broken. Very well then. By the way, I asked Detective Fulbright to provide sturdier shackles today. There'll be no more of your funny business this time, Prosecutor Blackwell. Now, your opening statement, if you would. I believe it's standard procedure for the prosecution to handle it. Looks like the judge is really bringing it today. You probably realise how Blackwell played him. That was one mean game of Simon Says. Yeah, His Honour has to fight to defend His Honour today. Your baldness? Basically when we counted a bunch of Blackwell's points, he slammed the desk so hard his shackles broke. And obviously he's a convicted criminal. He's a murderer. But he's also a prosecutor. It's really quite cool, to be honest. Your baldness? It's plain to see that you've always dreamed of delivering an epic opening statement. I have? I don't know if I'd say that. Not again. Why, of course you have. I saw it in your eyes the last time you gave the opening statement. That was a look of one who yearns deeply for the thrill of an epic opening statement. For decades now, you've been watching opening statements from your bench. They were the crown jewels of the court. The one thing you could not possess. The crown jewels of the court. Now, at long last, they are within your grasp. How could you possibly refuse? Oh, so you don't mind if I do it then? Oh my god, again. I'll make a special exception, just this once. Here we go again. Yep, more of Blackwell's mind games. Probably not, but it is funny. Well, in that case, I think I might go ahead and make the opening statement myself. In yesterday's session, we learned the shocking truth that... the victim Alderman Rex Cuby was the Amazing Ninetales. We also learned that the Amazing Ninetales was a key figure in the yokai craze and anti-merger protests. It was further revealed that upon learning Rex Cuby's secret identity, Mayor Damien Tenma murdered him. The fact that the crime took place in a tightly locked room was also brought to light. The only people in that tightly locked room were the defendant and the victim. The defense proposed the existence of a hypothetical third party. But further investigation revealed no proof of a third party who had escaped the room. Ergo, we must conclude that the evidence against the defendant is, well, conclusive. Did I say something wrong? That was quite astonishing. You've truly outdone yourself this time. Oh. One more thing to boast about to my grandchild. Well, this was not an unexpected turn of events. Now then, it seems the prosecution has called a new witness to testify. The inexplicable yokai evidence left at the scene of the crime. Well, does that not demand some sort of explanation? The feathers and tracks? Weren't those left by the mayor while he was possessed? That was but an act to protect his daughter. Oh! Yes, of course. I had suspected as much. Yeah, of course. Wait, did he actually believe the mayor's award-winning performance? His daughter was the one who planted the yokai evidence. Ergo, the true identity of the yokai in the manor was the mayor's... the manor's maid. Jinxie Tenma. The prosecution is engaging in mere conjecture. Would you care for some witness testimony then? I would indeed. For I am ready to prove that the little scamp is the one behind the Tenmataro farce. Witness testimony? I'll bet he means Filch and that creep Labelle. Very well then. Bailiff, would you bring in the first witness? Oh, of course, it's Filch again. Shite. Mr. Filch, you made quite the hasty exit yesterday. See that it doesn't happen again today. I've been known for my hasty retreat since I was a kid. Bit of a trademark of mine. Indeed. You managed to give a total of 5 bailiffs the slip. Like those amateurs could ever nab me. Yipes! Perhaps we should shackle you by the neck. That would keep you in place. I think I need a sneeze. Oh. Or not. Damn it! Oh, it was one of those that you're just about to sneeze and it disappears. Oh, it's the worst. No, please, I'm liable to rip my own head off if I start running. Your statement, now. Yes, sir. Mr. Blackhead, sir. He may be a hasty retreat, but there's no escaping Prosecutor Blackwell. Yeah, Blackwell doesn't strike me as the give-up-easy type. Now then, Mr. Filch, your testimony, please. Specifically, the true nature of the yokai you saw in the manor shortly after the crime. Alright. The yokai is Jinxie. Tenmataro's really that little maid gal. Ain't no doubt about it. I mean, the Tenmataro I saw was just a little thing about her size. But the little runt had a big old staff. I seen it when she came into the foyer. Well, usually the way the Ace Attorney games work is you have one of the Payne people, or one of the Payne family, as like the introductory prosecutor, and then you have one prosecutor for the rest of the game. So for the rest of the game it's probably going to be Simon Blackwell. But there is a DLC case, and I called him Simon. I don't think it's Simon. Either way, it's going to be Blackwell for the rest of the cases of the game. But with the DLC case, I don't know if Blackwell's in that, or if it's going to be somebody else, like, I don't know, Edgeworth, maybe. If it's Edgeworth, that'd be fucking awesome, but I honestly don't have a clue. So betcha she stole it from the Forbidden Chamber after stumbling on the crime scene. She was going to use it to wallop me on account of my fierce reputation, I just know it. So, Tenmataro was short in stature. And that's because it was Miss Jinxie Tenma all along? You betcha. Besides, all the rest in the manor were way taller than her. Feigning height is but an easy thing. I like how even the bird's shocked when he does that. But a big ox like the defendant could never pass for short. What if the Tenmataro impersonator was walking on their knees? Weren't no knee walking. I seen it myself. Then perhaps that yokai really was Miss Tenma after all. All monsters are naught but tricks, either of the mind or the cheap parlour variety. So you're saying she created an illusion like one of those magical eye things? Precisely. Human senses are easily deceived. Take the fellow in the cell next to me. Each night he cries and screams about some ghost he thinks he sees. But in truth, it was simply the janitor. Ho ho ho! Prosecutor Blackwell just gave up the ghost, literally. The janitor's deathly complexion and all-white attire are no doubt partially to blame. That and the fact that he constantly mutters about taking vengeance for this or that. That actually sounds like a real ghost to me. The defense may now cross-examine the witness. Alright, time to press. Although I already know what I need to present. I just like to press to get additional dialogue. Ain't no doubt about it. Mr. Filch, you and Mr. LaBelle mentioned something about a practice yesterday. Do you deny the so-called lesson was about what you were supposed to say in court? Oops. No, you got it all wrong. Then could you tell the court exactly what sort of lesson it was? Oh, it was... what was it again? Yikes. Oh no, I remember. Math. You know, numbers and stuff. He's completely under Blackwell's control, too. Anyway, that Tenmataro was that little maid gal, so what's the difference? Hold it. So I take it you got a good look at how tall the Tenmataro impersonator was? You betcha. I got a habit of sizing people up. I can even give you a primer on how to pull it off. All under the table. Natch. I got a knack for figuring out where people's pockets are, and how much money they have. I size them real good before I relieve them of their valuables. He just admitted to being a pickpocket right here in court. Does the witness hold that this Tenmataro into the fire? Damn right I do. Wow. Completely glossed over the fact he's a pickpocket. Right, okay. It's not this one, it's when he mentions the Forbidden Chamber's key. Well, you're not going to brush it all off by claiming the Pope was shot. Must have hit a raw nerve, because you ain't that tall yourself. Yeah. Oh, that's good. Look who's talking, Mr. I've got to stand on a box just to testify. Anyway, Mr. Filch, correct me if I'm wrong. But didn't you say the Tenmataro you saw had a staff? Cross my heart, hope to die. I know, because it went a jingle and a jangle. Where do you suppose that staff came from? The staff, you say? Well, there we go. That's an impossibility. For one, I don't think I don't think she knows of the puzzle for the lock, and for two, she wouldn't have had access to the key. Cause there's only one, and it was swallowed by, Mayor Tenma. Objection! It would seem that Tenmataro was in fact, not this innocent little girl. Huh? How you figure that? You claim the Tenmataro you saw had one of those staves from the Forbidden Chamber. But it would have been impossible for Miss Tenma to get a hold of one. Care to elaborate, Mr. Justice? You bet. The mayor swallowed this key shortly after the murder. He wanted to keep the killer out of the Forbidden Chamber. What's this? This key was deep in the mayor's stomach when Miss Tenma discovered the crime scene. So you see, it would have been impossible for her to get into the Forbidden Chamber. In short, the Tenmataro seen holding that staff could not have been Jinxie Tenma. Oh! We delivered a fatal wound to Blackwell. What? Where'd the bird go? But then who does the defense believe was impersonating Tenmataro? Our Tenmataro impersonator is none other than Mayor Tenma's aide. Ooh. Such accusations beg evidence. Aside from his ghastly appearance, can you prove he is the yokai we seek? Yes, in fact, I can. Very well. Let's see where the defense is going with this. Mr. Justice, please show us proof as to the true identity of the Tenmataro impersonator. Okay. Anybody want some hand cream? We found this hand cream in the Forbidden Chamber. And we know that whoever was Tenmataro took one of the staves out of there. In short, I believe whoever this hand cream belongs to is the yokai impersonator we're looking for. But Mr. Justice, how do you propose to identify the hand cream's owner? I'm glad you asked, Your Honour. The defence requests a fingerprint analysis on this piece of evidence. It might tell us who it belongs to. Interesting. So you expect to find the yokai's prints there? Very well. I hereby call a short recess while we wait for the fingerprint results. Okay. No need for that, your baldness. We have the prints of everyone at the manor that day. Oh. Oh shit. You called Prosecutor Blackwell? Could anyone be more whipped? Fulbright, analyse this for prints. You have 3 minutes. Your wish is my command. Very well then. I guess we'll just wait right here. Okay. It would seem the fingerprint analysis is complete. What do the results show? What in the world? They're Florent Lebel's prints, aren't they? This is absurd. Prosecutor Blackwell? I'm not going to like this, am I? Don't tell me. They're Tenmataro's prints. Fingerprint analysis has revealed that the prints belong to... Oh my god, really? What? Phineas Filch? Objection! Wait, what? What? Then Mr. Lebel wasn't the one who entered the Forbidden Chamber. Objection! Objection. Why, you tricksy little tanuki. Explain yourself. Now! Oh, sure. Them prints are mine. I mean, I did pilfer that hand cream from Mr. Lebel after all. Oh. So you're the one who entered the Forbidden Chamber. So what if I did? You got a problem with it? Yipes! You fool of a tanuki. Oh. He's so short. Order, order! Mr. Justice, care to explain what this could mean? Excellent question. The fact that Mr. Filch was in the Forbidden Chamber... Wait a second. Does this mean that Tenmataro holding that staff was... Phineas Filch? Yipes! Another cat out of the bag. Oh! Mr. Filch is Tenmataro? I don't understand. Does this mean Mr. Filch is the real killer? The witness will explain himself this instant. Begging your pardon, your honourship. But I was just doing what the alderman told me. He wanted me to be Tenmataro in the village exorcism ritual. Okay. Oh, you mean that event at the Nine Tails Vale Festival? So that was you inside the Tenmataro costume? Yep. And after the event, I went to watch that pro wrestling program. But it bored me to tears on account of the wrestlers being complete jobbers. So he didn't actually watch the entire wrestling match. That's when I looked at the Tenmataro costume and got a great idea. Nobody can tell it's me while I'm wearing it. Because of them superstitions, no matter what I do, the village... Oh, the villagers won't say a word. In other words, you use the superstitions to effectively render yourself invisible. Why did you want to enter the Forbidden Chamber in the first place? For a staff. Because of the treasure there. So that was my big chance to sneak in and nab it. Treasure? He did mention it. Only it's the greatest get-rich-quick chance in the universe. Grandpappy told me all about it. Said there's an amazing treasure in there.